What is going on, guys? Welcome back to our Everquest adventures. Recju here. Thank you so much for joining me. In today's video, we are going to crawl down into Permafrost on Charmju here. We're at level 55 Enchanter, and we want to go experience grind at the bear pits. Now, Permafrost recently got a gigantic boost to their ZEM. Zone experience modifier, so you're getting 225% of your typical experience, and that's kind of a rough estimate, but it's pretty much the highest ZEM you can get right now out there, especially at these levels. So if you get down to the bear pits, it can be really great experience, and a lot of people are fighting down there. Now, I've never really crawled or experienced or gone in this zone at all, except when we're going to kill Lady Vox, which is the dragon here, a raid encounter. And you're just running through the zone with like 100 other people, not having any idea. I wanted to bring a monk or a low-level character and do some of the opening areas because it is a wide range of levels that go throughout this zone, but I have always kind of out-leveled it before I got here. It's a very difficult zone to get to because it's on the very end of the map, up near Everfrost Peaks and Hollis, and where the barbarians are, and there's not really any ports or anything like that nearby. Luckily, I am bound at the fire pots right now on this Enchanter, which allows me to teleport around the zone quite well. Now, you can't bind at the fire pots anymore in the timeline of the server, so I'm going to keep that bind for a while, probably until Velius. Now, so what we're going to do here is we're going to crawl the zone. This is the map, as you see. I have no idea where we're going, other than I know I want to... I know we want to fall down into these little X's up here. That's where we want to get down into the bear pits. Now, there's probably some folks there grinding, experiencing, maybe not too many. You know, we'll see when we get down there. I don't know how many mobs there are and how many groups can kind of hold down. But that's where the bears are, and they come in like slots of 2, but they're very packed in a room, so you can get like 6 to 8 in a single room type of situation. And we're just going to, of course, charm kill them. Now, the problem with this zone is that we come into this number 2 on the map, which is the ice giant diplomat area, and we're getting around with all these doors. This is where giants are, frost or ice giants or whatever, and they are belly casters, so we can't calm or pacify them from a distance. We'd have to be in melee range. Some of them see invisible, so that can be an issue if you're running through trying to just to be invis. I've never dealt with them, so we're going to see how it goes. I know we can probably get by a few, and there's a few tricks and tactics we can maybe try and pull off. One tactic people use is that they will root anything that aggroes them or start a fight, charm something, put it in there so that it'll hold them off for a little bit, get into this section here, bind themselves, and then gate out. Also, you could obviously camp out if you think you have 30 seconds available to do that, but the bind trick allows you to be a bind there. You can then cap out, and then you can gate back into your bind, past the see invis mobs and so forth. So that's just a few tactics. We don't want to lose our bind at the fire pots, so we're not going to use that tactic. We're just going to try and make it through. I've never dealt with them, and quite honestly, if there's only 1 or 2 in the way, I might just try and kill the ice giants. They are like level 49 and 50, so they're going to be tough to deal with. It's like dealing with some bosses in Howling Stone or something like that. But once we get to the bear pits, we get really, really great experience, and we'll just see how it goes. Let me hold this off onto the other page. All right, we're in Everfrost Peaks here. I'm going to invis up to try and avoid most of what's going on. Most of the mobs we're going to run into at the beginning are going to be low level, not too much of an issue. Then we get into kind of the 30s or 20 kind of levels, I think, around that range, which would aggro on us. And then you hit the giants in the raid encounter area. And the bear pits, which are more around the 45 to 50 range. All right, so you can see here, this is like probably like a level 5 or a level 10 goblin right there. Nothing for us to worry about. But these caves are very, as any caves are, a little crazy, so you can get a little lost in them and so forth. Let's go ahead and I'm going to throw that there. I'm going to do that there. All right, so from the entrance, we're going through here. We got all the low goblins. Some goblins I think do see invis, but that's again not a problem until we get a little bit further in. Now it's going to be very slow crawl here because I don't know where I'm at. I'm just trying to look at the map. We're going to keep left. There's going to be a little thing that sticks out there. Yep. Keep left. Coming all the way through. We'll be at number 7 on the map very shortly. Okay, so that straight ahead is number 7, which on the map says the flag room. We need to go straight past that through the tunnels. All right, looks like people are fighting. Looks like a charmer. Someone's charm killing here. It looks like we go straight through this tunnel here. Let's go to the right. And then our next left will be coming into the higher enemy zones. Okay, these doors have these little switches. These guys can't see. Okay. Not mistel, I think. Okay, we got to get straight ahead. We're in the king's room right now. Okay, so the elite can see through. Got to be careful of that. Wizard. Okay, they all see through, but I think he's low enough where it's not gonna aggro me right on. Okay, this looks like a safe-ish spot. Okay, we want to head to the west, the very northwest of this. Goblin Patriarch is casting. I think that's a name. Yeah, it drops the Goblin Frost Totem. Nothing great, but okay, so this is where we got to start being careful. You're gonna have a giant that's probably straight through those doors or something. And you know, honestly, I'm not afraid of dying because, like at Howling Stones, I'm very afraid of dying because there's the Patriarch right there. The key issue, where it's not soulbound, you die, it's a very hard corpse recovery. In this case, if I died right here, it would not be hard to get my corpse back, and I'm not really worried about experience loss. Obviously, we want to avoid it as much as possible, but I'm not going to worry too much about it. We could just kill that named right here with the Elite Goblin. I mean, these are all low guys. Alright, so let's see what we can see through this door. Hopefully we don't aggro anything here. Alright, you can see him right there. The Diplomat. Okay, so what is his actual name? And hopefully he doesn't step out here. Targ Ice Giant. So maybe just ice will work. Targ. Where's his name here? I'm trying to look at his name on the list. Ice Giant Diplomat. Come on now. Well, that's retarded. Look, I can't get closer. His name is the Diplomat, right? Target the Goblin Sage. Alright, this guy is a level 35, actually. So this is actually not an issue at all. Let me see. It does say sees invis. So I could just go ahead and kill him. Okay. Alright, so that's that opening Ice Giant. Not too worried about then. Level 35, easily dealt with. Okay. And honestly, we can't target him, though. It's not letting me target him for some reason. Ice Giant Diplomat is what it says. Oh, an Ice Giant Diplomat, maybe. Ooh. There we go. Now maybe we can pacify from here. You know, they are belly casters, which means you gotta be right up them. But if you're right on the corner, like almost right near them, you can get a pacify. I don't think we're in range since we can't even open the door. Oh. Yes, we can. And I also don't think it will crit resist if it's not actually landing. Okay. So we did 3 there. I'm assuming since he's so low, it's not going to actually... Let's see if he sees invis. Okay, so he doesn't even see invis. He sees invis. He does not see invis. Alright, so let's head out. I gotta look at the map. I don't know my path. And I might just fight my way through rather than try and invis pass, because these guys are belly casters, and even fighting them is going to be a major pain. You know, I honestly don't even have a longer form route than our level 4. I've not bought any of them, I don't believe. Let me double check that, because that'll allow me to camp out. Like, I can get past them, and then I can camp out. Oh man, I have none of them. It's kind of hoping I'd have at least one. Is there anything way back here? No. And I don't think they can be mezzed either. Unstunnable, see invis. I'm assuming they all are, yes. Highly... Oh, he has super high resist. Could not land a slow. So he's not that big of a problem. Alright. If I go right here, will he aggro me? So we're right here. We need to take a right by this guy who sees us. Can I make it behind this guy? And how many giants are back here? See, I think if I take a right, there's probably... I think there's a spider right here. Or another mob. The giant, I'm going to aggro him. It's probably going to aggro the other as well. Let me see what level the Patriarch is. A level 30, so not going to really be able to hold up against the 50. Alright guys, so I have been sitting here contemplating, as you can see, not done much for a while, kind of reading up, trying to figure it out. What I'm going to try and do, this is kind of a sacrifice almost even, we're just going to see what we can do. We can easily get back to our corpse here at least. Kinda. But I'm going to go ahead and just run by this dude. Take the right. Hopefully he doesn't hit me. so that it doesn't aggro the others. You know, I'm not too sure about exactly the aggro where if like you're invis and one of the mobs doesn't see you and the other does, and then you aggro the one that does, sometimes it won't aggro the one that can't see you until that invis is broken. I don't know if that's how the mechanic works, but we're going in here. Now these guys are unmezzable. So I'm going to just bolt it to the right, much as I can. And somehow that guy did not see me. Okay. I'll take it. All right, this guy can see me. Oh. I wasn't even invisible. Well, that was very, very lucky. Very, very lucky. Okay, if I was going to do anything, I would pet this spider. I bet they probably have some nasty poison, though. Alright, so I'm at a safe spot, I would assume, right here. I don't think anything paths here. Again, I don't know the zone at all. So I'm going to sit. So I'm okay with things getting hairy. He can't see through invis, so we're good there. Giant woolly spider. Let's look that up. PH for, okay, that's giant woolly spider. I gotta make sure you got the spelling correct. You don't need A. 43 to 47, nothing crazy, just probably some poison or whatever. Okay, let me look at my map again to find out where the heck I am. I'm really happy we got by there. Okay, so I took a right. I'm right around the corner. I'm sitting right here. We're going to take another right, and then we have the two traps here. We can go in either. We're going to want to turn on levitate and have invis because you're going to fall into the bear pits, and there's typically going to be quite a few bears. Now, there are going to be, obviously, people probably farming them and killing them. It seems like there's quite a few people in the zone right now. 13, and I'd assume most of them are in the bear pits. But as long as we get there, I can find somewhere to camp out. I'll ask where a safe spot is or safest spot, and then we'll come back and we'll solo there. We're seeing how we're getting there right now. And I assume since it's a kind of a hot camp, probably some clerics get down there every once in a while. So if you do have deaths, you can get reses and things like that. I'm taking two rights and going straight to the bear pit. I think we're going to have like 6 bears potential in there. I'm going to turn on my air elemental. Let's also get some berserker up. Okay, I take 2 rights, correct? And straight ahead, I think. Alright, so he's not seen. We good there. Take my first right. Is there anything going to be in here? Alright. I don't think anything passed through here. Maybe they do. This is our first pit right here. There's a few pits in this hallway. We are still in Viz. Alright, there we go. People are killing right here. Oh, sweet. These guys are showing me a safe spot. Alright, so that's some good information. We have 2 camps here. Lower pits, upper pits. Looks like 8 bears in the lower, 11 in the upper. So with those guys, I'm assuming we have multiple groups here. Those guys are doing the lower. And then the upper. I guess we can kind of venture around. Maybe. I don't think bears can see, any of the bears can see invis. It would probably be a good idea for me to look at the map. Alright, so I'm assuming that's kind of a safe spot. There's a ton of corpses there. Okay, so while we got here, we're good. We're going to study up on the map. I want to look at what we have here. And then I'm going to wait until these open up. And then we'll come back and we'll do some soloing and see how good the experience is. I've only heard great things. And right now, I'm in kind of an experience grind point. I'd like to get 56 and then 58 ASAP because we get some really great spells that open up at that point. Alright guys, so we're going to catch up back here when the camp opens up. I'll come back a little bit later, check it out, and we'll do some soloing. Alright guys, so we are about to log in here. It's a little bit early in the morning, 7:40 a.m. Central Time now, so we might have an open camp or some mobs, or just kind of be able to see what it's like if we're going to log in from that spot in Viz. Let's go ahead and enter world here. Now we should be pretty good. I watched a few videos on YouTube last night on the zone just to kind of get an idea of where spawns are. Looks like we got some up, huh? Okay, so I would assume that means the lower camp is open. Let's give it a shot here. Now, as far as pathers coming in and out, I have no idea what's going to be coming. So we'll just kind of see here in a second, I guess. We'll stay in Viz as much as possible. Oh, I'm the only one here, so this whole place is open for us. Awesome. Okay, these guys are like level 43 to 47 maybe? Does Conjuring Whispers work on them? What's Conjuring go up to? Let me look at that. I think like 46, or yeah, charm up to level 46. So just to stay safe, we'll do Allure. Now these guys apparently have tons and tons of hit points. So the fights might be longer. It might be better to fight like 2 or 3 at a time. Alright, so I'm just going to kind of venture around here, get an idea. Alright. So 1, 2, 2. Any more over here? Okay, so let's go ahead and see what we can do here. I mean, a quick pacify of this guy seems like a smart move. I haven't seen anything path down here yet. I don't know if I pulled those guys right there. Will it pull those 2 over there? I do want to fight at least 2 at a time, I feel like, or 3 at a time. So if I calm or pacify this polar bear on the right, I have this guy charmed, I go against these 2. Then I grab that guy, go against those 2. I think that's what's going to happen here. Okay. Oh, I guess I don't. We'll just start with this guy, huh? Okay, look, there's a polar bear up there, right up there. I guess let's just keep this too, just in case, huh? Okay, pacified. I heard they had really big aggro or magic resist, but that landed pretty good. Alright, I'm gonna get this guy. Now I could also go gnome form. Alright. Sweet. Let's give this a shot here. These are all just warriors and stuff, so I don't see how it's going to be like too difficult unless they just like break heavily. I know they have the hit points of like a boss in Howling Stone, so that's something. Now, if I just pull this guy, will that pull those guys over there is the question. That's exactly what we want right there. Got plenty of time here. Okay. And we just kind of watch what's going on. I mean, we do have two guys beating on him, and look how much life he has. So we might not even be able to use Anarchy. We might have to grab our Discordant Mine. Bring it a little closer, huh? These guys do have a ton of hit points. Look at this. Dang. But it doesn't seem like they're breaking anything more so than others. Okay. So I feel like I can get them down to like... I got to see how much a blast will do too. Okay, 7%. Let's get down to 5 and try and discord it. I mean, I could just charm and kill. That's scary. They all turned my way. Alright, let's blast this guy with a Discordant Mine. He's at 3%. Okay. So that did do enough. I came in here at about 60%. These guys are right even on each other. This will be a long fight, it feels like. And the loot here, I would assume, is nothing, considering they're just bears. Maybe if you're doing tailoring, maybe they drop some pelts or something. Nothing of interest for me. Alright, so we're going to have to test out Anarchy just to see where it's at. You know, how much is it going to do? I don't want to have to change my swapping in and out unless I really have to. So overall, I'm thinking this is a great experience grind spot, considering this is going to be really easy compared to other things that we do. And the ZEM is awesome right now on this server. So we're going to give this a try. I really want to get up to 58 as soon as possible just because we start getting Bedlam. We get, our upgraded spells. And then, of course, once we get 60, we can really start farming some loot in the tough spots. And for some fun solo artist challenge videos, too. So as long as we can kind of experience grind here and don't have any trouble, I mean, you can see the fights are super long. This is taking forever. And then I got to figure out what is the respawn time here. I'd say probably 20 minutes. $22. So we've got... I mean, this is the cool part about this. They had so much life, you can kind of get them down to like 1%. This guy is hitting fast. Get him down. Hopefully 5% with that will do, yes. And this guy is 2%. Let's try an anarchy on him and see if that does that. Okay. We're good to go. I mean, we saw the experience bar move with those 3 kills, 20%, 40% of my mana. Problem here is we don't have anything we can theft of thought. Ruined bear pelt. So yeah, it looks like just like the same. Giant polar bear skin. I don't know. These might be for, I'm sure they're for something. High quality bear skin. So I do have another character I do a little bit of tailoring, and I know I've always looked for those. So I think those are valuable for tailors. We're going to just, I guess, keep all the skins. Let's look at what giant polar bear skin is. At least it doesn't say on the wiki. It's got to be for something. Okay, so now we do our same thing. This is, let's go ahead and take a look behind those 2 on the left there, just in case there's more mobs that might pull in. But overall, I mean, getting a pull of 4 or 5 here would not be that big of an issue, I feel like. They don't seem to be any more magic resistant than most others. We could just blur them and pacify them while the fight's going on if things get out of control. I'm honestly not too worried. Now, I don't think any see invis. I gotta be careful of that. Okay, it looks like there's nothing. Uh oh. Invis was dropping. Okay, so there's nothing that sees them from there unless there's a path or maybe that I just don't know of. But I don't really believe there is. Okay. Let's do this, huh? Yeah, I mean, they're not resisting anything. I haven't had a single freaking resist yet. But I say that now, and it's going to nail me here. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and... let's do this. I'm going to area effect mez these guys over here. Ooh, there we go. There's a resist on a mez. So that's... at least that had perfect timing on the... so I'm going to pet him. And that would be one-on-one, so I'm going to have him hit him. I guess let's go have him hit that guy first. What? There we go. Now we got tons of room too. Look at this. This is an easy camp. Might pull like 4 to 5 at a time. This whole room next round. Alright, so I'm going to have to hit a guy with like 10% health. I want to hit him with an anarchy to see how much health he's knocking down. Okay, so is he out of range of that other one now? All right. So it seems like pretty much the toughest thing with this camp is getting here. And then after that, seems like a really, really smooth camp for experience. I mean, I'm level 55. It's moving. Alright, so we killed at about 750 is when I did my first kill. That was about 8 minutes ago. 22 minutes spawn timer. 14. We're going to put a 12-minute timer just so I can stay ahead. I mean, look how slow it is one-on-one. It may be always good to have more pulls. You're going to get guys dying quicker when you have like 4 or 5 mobs. Alright, let's see how much Dementia will do. We're going to assume he's going to lose about 1% in a hit from the other guy. Yep, 34. And so 9 to 10%. Honestly, it's not that much different than anything like the West Wing of Howling Stones. It's mostly just reacting to rumors I've heard. Let's see if 3%. We'll see if we'll get this guy with an Anarchy. Okay, so nope. That does about 2%. Alright, well that's cool. They run away too. Like you need to make this camp any easier. Alright, the only thing here is that our mana is going to be the biggest thing. Because we're going to have to just kind of actually met up. Nothing to Theft of Thought on. 14% with the Dementia. Did 7%. So that's good to know. Okay, and he's just running away. So I'm going to sit. It's got a little bit of distance. I'll probably have to do an Anarchy after this too. Okay. Alright, giant polar bear skins. There's nothing on the wiki that says anything about that, but medium. I'm going to definitely work on my tailoring since we get all these. Okay, I'm going to have to ask people. Okay, so I'm assuming right here is going to be safe for a little bit. We always can put up our invis. We've got 9 more minutes, 11 more minutes really until those guys respawn. So I'm going to med up and then move forward. Alright guys, so let's take a look at the rest of the spawns here. I've got a little bit, 5 minutes, 7 minutes pretty much until that pops. What do we got in here? 2. Felt like there was 3 that came in here. So just 2. So we have, what, 7 spawns on the bottom here? Alright, we'll be able to do this fight by the time. Now, I think there's quite a few more spawns up on the upper level. Like 11 spawns, I think someone had told me. And you have spiders and wolves there as well. And you can go up higher and get like terror tentacles and all those type of guys. Alright, so it's good to know that we do anywhere from 7 to pretty much 9% with our highest direct damage spell and about 1 to 2% with our Anarchy. So the good thing there is that they have really high hit points and they go down very slow. So you're going to be able to get them down below 5% probably pretty easily, especially the one you're going to blast at the end. And probably down below like 2% to be able to actually do your Anarchy. Good thing about the fights being so long is you do med quite a bit. You get a lot of mana back. It doesn't seem like charms aren't breaking any, excessively more than anywhere else. It's a very long fight, so we're about 2.5 minutes on this fight. Maybe 3 on my timer, and we're only 50% in. So 7-2. You could do 2 pulls here, a 4 pull and a 3 pull, and probably be able to speed it up and probably not have that much more danger, since we do have a lot of room to fight down here. And I think there's even more room upstairs. And there's maybe 1 or 2 pathers that go upstairs, but all right, 10%. This will be probably about 7 to 8, I think. So 7%. 3% we'll do it. We'll just hold for another dementia. Finish it off. Should have our repops happening in a minute here. Uh-oh. Alright, he's already repopped, so let's get our invis up. Alright, so it looks like, with 1 clear there, what did we get? About 4% maybe. Really not too bad at all. At level 55. Alright. Now we could venture up to the upper camp here. See what we find. Alright. Let's go explore up here, see what we can see. Okay, we got one right there. Back here you got a few. There's a wolf. Okay, he doesn't see through. Good. Okay, got a guy over here fighting, looks like. Spider. Alright. So a couple mobs right here, if they're not being killed, we could come up here and probably pop them off. Let's see if we got our respawns over here. Alright, they're coming. Let's go ahead and med up too. It seems like it takes at least 40% just to blast them down at the end. We're medding the whole fight, so it's not exactly a mana intensive battle. But again, without depth of thought and stuff like that, that eliminates a big advantage we can have for like consistently pulling. But looking at the timers and stuff, we're getting better experience here in our 20 minutes rotation than we would, I think, anywhere else. And that was our first rotation. So we'll do another maybe 2 or 3 here, see how well the experience goes. And I'm already kind of assuming this is going to be my experience grind spot. Alright, let's pull these guys before those others pop. Man, that's crazy. Alright, so pretty much I've kind of ironed out how I want to do my breakdown. We got this mob here, we got 1 will be there, 2 there, and 2 there, and then 2 in the back. So I'm going to make it a 2-pull process where we're going to go this guy versus these 3. Then we're going to go grab these 2 and take one of them and fight the 2 back there. So it'll be a 3 and a 4 pull. Right? 1, 2, no. 4 and a 4 pole, excuse me. So hopefully that will burn down some of these guys a little quicker. We'll see how well it does on mana and how messy it kind of gets, but overall I don't think it's going to be a problem. This round was a little bit longer for us. I mean, I think the guy's about to repop, and we were just going to start that poll a minute ago. So I was going to get a little bit behind. So we're going to try it in that 2-poll scenario. Alright guys, so I've been doing just with 2 polls here. That was our first one if you saw the quick fashion. This is our last half here. I've got 16 minutes until respawns. And overall, I mean, I'm at 90% experience or mana. I should have no problem with this right here with 4 of them. So with about 2 clears over a 45-minute period, we're gaining about 10% of level 55. Now, I don't know if you've grinded out level 55 to 60 before, but that's incredibly good. So I'm pretty stoked about that. We can definitely grind out some levels here. Especially come early, you saw no one was here. That was awesome. Now I'm going to bring them in here. There we go. Definitely gets hit much quicker like this, which is awesome. Get him into a Dimension Blast, one more hit. Perfect. The guy seems to have the most hit points. All right, almost done. 3 more, about 13-14 minutes until respawns. Move him over there, so we got 2 of them banging on him. So much room to deal with. And we got a spear off that injured polar bear. This thing sells for about 500 plat apparently right now. Nice little shaman spear. Alright, now the fight's just back to a slow fight. So guys, I guess that's pretty much us. I mean, we could go do the upper. It's kind of getting crowded up there now. The lower here is kind of perfect on the respawn timers. You can see if we do it by 2 pulls here, I'm going to probably have like 8 minutes left before respawn. So if it's all empty, upper and lower, we could do probably a set of upper mobs with all the lower down here. And if you do it right, you could do 4 or 5 mobs at 1 pull on the upper as well, just like we're doing here. And just clearing the 7 down here in our respawn timer, we did 10% experience in 45 minutes with 2 clears. Pretty, from like, and that's kind of a low ball what I saw, which is really, really, really good. Super simple camp too. These guys are not like highly resistant or anything. They're all warriors. You got no casting. Pretty good distance here. Uh-oh. Charm break. First one, I guess, early break we've seen. That's okay. That kind of makes it even better. Come closer. Thank you. Alright, now hopefully no more charm breaks, just so we can preserve mana. I'm having some lag today. Alright guys, so thank you so much for joining me in this one. Permafrost, awesome place to definitely grind out those levels. Lower levels as well. Like I said, I wanted to bring a lower level character here for the goblins up front. That would be really quick levels. It's just, tough to get here at any point with your character since it's so out of the way. But Permafrost has definitely become worth it. When at one point it didn't have this zone experience modifier and there was no one here, the only time you come here again was to kill the dragon. So it's kind of cool to be here. Check it out. Very first time crawling the zone, showed you guys. Wasn't very difficult. We got lucky, I guess, with those giants as we came by, but maybe that's just kind of a coding little bug right there that we can use to get by. I don't know. Anyways, hopefully you guys enjoyed this one. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to leave them below. I will see you guys in the next one.